Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Mike Crisman, hanging out with Got Your Back Gary in Ogden. Now, Gary, anytime we come to Ogden, it's guaranteed we're going to have some knockdown, drag-out fights. I don't know what it is in the water up here or what. These guys just like to slug it out.
Not really sure if it's the water, Mike, that gets these guys all riled up.
Maybe, but tonight, we got a Tongan connection for you. We got 3 Polynesian fighters that, well, they can fight.
Yeah, they absolutely can fight. These aren't just street fighters. They have a little bit of MMA experience.
All right, and we got a chick fight on slate for you. Then we got a Muay Thai match involving the bird dog and the animal. And then your main event. Hank the Vice Weiss and Mike Crisman have agreed to fight with MMA gloves, but they're going to stay up on their feet and pound each other in the face.
That's incredible. Hank Weiss has given up quite a big tool there.
Well, this is why we call it the Ultimate Combat Experience. And let's get going with it. The Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you. In what promises to be a schoolyard slugfest, we got a couple girls coming out here. Larissa Dahl and Christie Duke. What do you know about them?
Well, I do know that Christie Duke, she said she's going to put her dukes up. I mean, I'd love to see one of those caddy fights, though.
That was one of the worst jokes I've ever heard on this show. But hey, man, you made it work, Gary. Chick fight, check it out.
I'm not gonna lie, Gary, you gotta have a cool haircut and a cool shirt to pull that joke out.
I don't know, but I really didn't pull it off because you actually said something.
All right, my bad. Larissa, Ginger, Paul, and only a chick could pull out a nickname Ginger.
With a smile like that, don't matter.
All right, she's ready to rock and roll too, man. Bouncing up and down is Larissa Dahl, 5'8", 135, out of Kearns, Utah. Did a little taekwondo, but now she's training over there with Scrappy. Scrappy's got all kinds of secret moves.
Absolutely.
All right, Christie Dukes. They call her the Duke. I don't know why. What do
you already said it. I mean, she puts her dukes up.
Now, conversely, Christie Duke is only 5'2", much shorter than her opponent. She weighs 130 pounds. She's a street fighter, and she's an independent. Doesn't train with Scrappy. Doesn't know Scrappy's secret taekwondo.
Well, I guess she's not going to pull that move off.
Apparently not. All right, round number 1 coming your way. Dave said you're referee for this contest. He says, ladies, let's do this thing. As they come out and, well,
I don't know what they're. All I know is I hope Dave doesn't actually do what he's been doing lately, like throwing people on the ground and tackling them.
This right here, this is a chick fight right here. Man, they're throwing some leather. Nothing pretty about what's going on besides the ladies.
Besides the pink gloves, Mike.
Well, but there is no technique or form or.
I'm not going to say that was a good block, but I like her. Actually, I like what she's doing here. She's just throwing it.
All that taekwondo goes out the window as soon as you get smashed right in your nose.
I haven't seen any taekwondo so far.
Well, Larissa Dahl, you can see that she's got the stance, she's got her hands up, she's got the fundamentals, but right here, this is a legitimate chick fight.
You know what? She's got those rosy cheeks like she took 2 shots of tequila right before she got in there.
She just took 2 shots to the face.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Man, Christie Duke is saying, what did I get myself into?
I'm seeing little patty cake tosses right there. Oh,
I'm not, girl. I'm telling you, these girls are landing some leather.
I'm sitting here. I have no words for this, but I'm liking it.
I've got a funny feeling inside myself.
I don't know if it's butterflies. It's just that tingle.
These girls are tired. She just tapped.
That was not. I've never seen somebody bend over and tap.
That was just
look at Dave's face.
Fatigue.
You know what? I like this face compared to the last one I saw Dave had.
Well, Scrappy's got to be proud about what just happened there. And with the raise of the hand, Ginger, Larissa Dahl.
How could you diss that face? That is some exciting face.
Well, she's happy about it.
No, well, I'm going to say that then. She's happy about it.
We're all happy about it. This post-fight interview brought to you by Aztec Highway. Get it your way at the highway. WDFA.
That was a great fight. And that was your first fight.
Yep.
So tell me, are you going to do this again?
Undecided, but I don't know.
So how long have you been training?
I've been training in the garage for about 4 months, and then I practiced Taekwondo for about 3 years, so.
Well, that's something. That's more than what she's been doing, obviously. So, but she did a great job too. So it was nice to have girls in here.
She got me really good. She got me really good.
Well, you got her pretty good a few times there too. We saw that. So, good job. I hope we see you again, and I hope you keep training and keep coming back.
It was fun. I don't know. I'll decide.
Anybody you want to thank?
Just all my support. I have a whole bunch of people here, and I think it's really cool that I got the people here that are here. So, all my support.
Well, it definitely helps. Thank you so much for being a part of the experience. Okay.
You're welcome. It was fun. Thank you.
In your heavyweight division, we've got a kid we have seen before, Lolo Tuiaki. Good-looking kid, been around a lot of different gyms in town here, training with some of the tougher guys around. Who's he fighting?
He's fighting Junior Sptizenburg, and he fights out of the Assassin Fight Club.
All right, those guys got some pretty tough guys up there, so this ought to be a pretty good one. Heavyweight, no holds barred. Check it out.
You know, Gary, when I saw this name on paper, J.R. Junior Sptizenburg, I did not picture that guy.
No, I thought some German guy was coming in. Is he going to give some orders?
This guy.
Oh, this guy's German? Oh, my bad.
I don't
my
know.
bad.
He doesn't look German to me, but I tell you what, he does look pretty big.
He looks tough.
6'2", Gary, 280
We don't
pounds.
have enough room for this guy in the ring.
That's a large man.
Yeah.
Training with the Assassin Fight Team is Junior Sptizenburg, but now Rogue 7, Lolo Tuiaki, this is also a very large man.
And a confusing name.
6'2", 295 pounds.
Whoa, what
tipping the scale, training all over the place, and we call this a gym whore.
Motion and the UCTC?
Around, training here, training there.
He's got a membership everywhere?
Well, apparently. I don't think he has a membership. When you're that big, you just stop in and say, I'm training here.
Are you supposed to tell him not to come in?
I'm just doing this today.
Okay, let's see how this
Dave
goes.
looks puny. That's all I'm going to say.
For the
Compared to
first
both
time.
these guys. A touch of the gloves, and here we go. I hear good things about both these guys. Junior Sptizenburg throwing a big right hand, didn't quite land it.
You know what? I don't even know how to pronounce his name. So
Lolo Tuiaki.
Yeah, the guy without the shirt on. he's got interesting style, but he's throwing some leather.
That is Pua style, vintage Pua style.
All right.
And
I'm liking Pua. I'm liking.
Well, it's a very unique style of boxing, and I'm telling you right now,
It's working is what's going on here.
This fight is over. Man, I'll tell you what. Fireworks. He doesn't know the fight is over.
He doesn't. You know, that's a style. I think that's a German style where you don't give up.
Well, that German Polynesian style. Germanesian.
Oh, he said it's done.
Lolo is celebrating, and he beat a pretty tough kid here. I hear a lot of good things about.
There's our other boys right there. What's up? What's going on, guys?
Here? He's not even 21.
Oh, wait. That's not our problem.
I didn't know anything about that. So Lolo, Rogue 7, Tuiaki with a big right hand finishes off Junior Sptizenburg. And man, this kid, he's impressive.
With relative ease, actually. He's got 15 pounds on the guy.
Going down some Pua style. Tyler Ayers Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the UCE. Call them for legal help at 255-5555.
All right, I feel super, super tiny right about now. Lolo, wow, it's been a little while since we've seen you fight. What brings you out again?
Pretty much a phone call a couple nights ago. Janet called me and said there was a fight, and I said, oh, let's go.
Is that all it takes? Dang, I mean, if that's all it takes, we should have called you like a long time ago. So anyway, you did a great job. And what were your thoughts about the fight? Did you feel like it was stopped early?
I'm more focused on the fight. Whatever the referee calls is it pretty much for. I mean, we can look at it from all angles, but whatever the ref sees is it. So.
That's true. That's true. So, are we gonna have to wait a long time to see you fight again, or are you gonna be back sometime real soon?
No, I'll be back soon. Now, I mean, I'm back in it. So, and I'll happily give Junior a rematch and have some more fun every time coming out here. So.
All right. Well, you got some pretty awesome corners here, and I'd like to see them fight a little bit too, I think. So, anyway, congratulations on your fight. Can't wait to see you fight again. Is there anyone you need to thank?
Just showing up Oha and the clan as usual. Micah and my brother E, the guys from Motion for helping out every time I go out over there. And yeah, thank you guys out before all coming out.
All right, thanks again. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Lolo Tuiaki. I've never seen him look better.
You know what? Once again, your Paulie beat my Paulie.
Well, at least we both have a poly. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. In your light heavyweight division, William Nau, one of the toughest, meanest looking dudes I've seen with some of the prettiest toes I have ever seen. Who's he fighting?
I don't know, but I was noticing those toes. He's fighting Brian Seguenza. He comes out of Layton. He's an independent fighter. I imagine if he's going to take this guy on, he's pretty much a street scrapper.
All right, light heavyweight no holds barred. Check it out.
I'm not even going to say any more about the man's toes because he's way tougher than I am, so I'm going to leave it at that. Brian Sequenza, they call him the Savage, and he's got a reputation of just being one of those. He's kind of a soft-spoken guy, but you don't want to get him mad.
No, you know what? Absolutely. With that name, I'm not going to get him mad.
All right, 6'1", 203 pounds is the tail of the tape on Brian Seguenza. He's an independent fighter, doesn't train at a gym, but he looks very savage-like.
Absolutely, Mike.
All right, Angel of Death, William Nau, and I'm just going to tell you right now, William Nau, his whole clan is tough. 5'9", 203, trained down there at Riven. The used to be Throwdown, now the Riven crew.
Not sure what they're called, but you know what? Now I just got that joke.
Just now?
Yeah, just now.
Wow, a little late, better than never.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so. William Nau is ready to rock and roll. It is all business for this guy, and look at him, man. He's just here having a good time.
He's got the average Polynesian style. You know, he's swinging his arms a little like Lima style, ready to go.
All right, well, so far not much landing, a lot of, well, there you go, big takedown, double leg takedown. You know, he made that look so easy.
Yeah, Sequenza's hanging on there.
Well, you can see now, again, the athleticism kind of kicked in because he made that takedown look so simple.
Absolutely. You know, he's doing exactly what you do. He's mounted like a mother.
Exactly
he's gonna
what I do.
ground and pound.
Systematically, William Nau is making this thing happen. He got the takedown. Now he's got full mount.
Getting up against the fence.
He's got him against the fence, and I feel like things bad are going to happen for Mr. Seguenza right here.
I would not want to be in Seguenza's position right now.
No, because you can see that now. Not only is in that position, but he's got a nice wide base.
Yeah.
And you know you're not going to get out from underneath here.
You know, Seguenza's been using that cross face to get his head down, and now he's just drilling him.
I don't know what that meant.
What it meant is
what crossface?
I get that. I was a little late on that, but you know, he's hitting them.
Yeah, he's hitting him a lot is what he's doing. And, you know, the thing that I'm impressed with right here with William Nau is that he's not trying to end this thing in seconds. He knows he's got 3 minutes right here. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to isolate something. I'm going to get in a better position. And there's time for me to lay out the punishment.
Mike, you know more better than I do with jiu-jitsu. It doesn't seem like Seguenza's used to be down on the ground.
I like to call it Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Gary.
No, go ahead.
Okay. And he is down on the ground.
Yeah.
Using some of that.
I am observant, obviously. Look.
Big shots, man. Big shots. William Nau is. Oh, man.
His hand is tossing back.
Hey, Dave, that guy's getting punched in his face a lot.
Dave keeping a close eye. There's some heavy punches here. You know,
I give Seguenza a lot of credit, man. He's taking a beating, and he's still trying to do it.
He's moving every which way, trying to get out of that beating, though.
That was a beatdown right there.
Look at that. Look
at. You know what?
Dave's ready.
Once
again,
you know,
Dave is watching, seeing if he wants to fight Dave.
That right there is the agony of defeat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that is a picture right there of. You know, the thing is though, you get in here, you get pounded in your face, and you want more. I give Seguenza a lot of credit. You can tell he's got a lot of heart, but this guy, man, the angel of death, William Nau, coming out, putting it on his opponent tonight, and man, I hope we see a lot more of this guy. This post-fight interview brought to you by Batters Up. Join us each week for UCE weigh-in parties at Batters Up.
All right. What do you think about your first visit to the cage?
It's a good experience. I just need a little bit more experience.
Well, you can get plenty of that here, but it looked like you had quite a bit of experience in that fight from what I saw.
Yeah, I've been training all my life. I just finally decided to get involved into it, so I'm here to stay. You'll see me again.
Good. I'm glad. I would hate to hear that this was your last time in the cage, since this was the first time we actually got to see you. You're amazing. Absolutely amazing. So thank you for being here. Congratulations. Is there anyone that you need to thank?
My mom, my dad, my family, my bro, my trainers, everybody.
In your heavyweight division, David Nau, big, strong, honorary-looking guy. Who's he fighting?
He's fighting Wes McDonald.
Another big, strong, honorary-looking guy.
You know what? This guy's from American Fork, and I don't know too many fighters that come out of American Fork, but I know that those farm boys out there, they can scrap.
They can scrap. Heavyweight, nose bar, check it out.
I'm just going to tell you, you better be able to scrap when one of the Nau brothers are coming out, as we just saw. But we have seen Wes McDonald before, and he can scrap. He's a tough kid.
He's got some heavy hands.
They call him Big Mac, and for a reason. That is a big dude right there. 6'2", 250 pounds. Excuse me. We just mentioned he's out of American Fork. He's an independent fighter. He used to train with a gym down there. I'm not sure they're still around, but he's got a little bit of fighting skill. Now, I don't know how you pronounce that. Weiss. All right, well, the Nau brothers are making an impression on the Ultimate Combat. That's all I can say. 5'9", 250, Gary, 250 pounds. We've had a lot of man in the cage tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat going on tonight, I'll tell you that.
You know, and it looks like Weiss is all business, too. He doesn't want to chit-chat. He wants to throw some leather. And, well, you know, usually the heavyweights, they come out, they're a little calculated, they're a little bit slow.
He's got a style just like his brother. Yeah, he's ready to go. I'm looking for a double leg. I mean, if he's going to do what his brother's done in the past.
Well, you know, again, I think he's just kind of feeling his opponent out, looking for that big left hand. Didn't quite land it, just missing. Now,
McDonald's throwing some knees.
That's what the Big Mac does, man. He's a big dude. He's going to press you up against the cage, and he's going to make you pay for any mistakes you might make.
Yeah, you know what? My dad used his knees quite a bit, and his name was Big Mac.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Oh, you know what? These guys, these Nau bros, they have obviously fought on the streets quite a bit. They just swing.
You saw some big punches right there on the inside by David Nau, and you could tell that Big Mac felt him. Oh, nice. Man, that was a big left hand. And I just saw blood come right out of the nose of Big Mac.
There's some heavy leather going in the back of his head, and Dave.
Yeah, those are illegal shots too, you know. And Dave Seiss said warning him, but there's been 2 or 3 of them right here. David Nau is just teeing off.
You know what? We're getting some blood.
Oh, man. This is one of the bloodier nights I've seen.
Oh, the heavyweights have brought it.
Don't come up to Ogden unless you're ready to get your nose split open. It's kind of the credo of the evening.
Nice. Well, you know, it's nice to see you now, brother, not walking around pounding his chest.
I got to tell you, Big Mac, we've seen him just lay the punishment out. Yeah. He took some shots tonight.
We opened up the nose. Did we break it?
I'm just telling you right now, those are character marks.
No. You'll see it later.
Women will dig you this week. I'm just telling you.
Maybe
All
not.
right, David Weiss now doing it for the Nau brothers, 2-0, and in big fashion, doing it big tonight. This post-fight interview brought to you by Impact Guns, bringing out the big guns in Salt Lake and Ogden.
All right, very, very impressive fight tonight. What are your thoughts on the fight?
Well, first, I want to thank my good God, my Father in heaven, blessing me with strength. I want to thank my family member coming out and watching me. I love them. I want to thank my opponent giving me this chance to express myself in this sport, and I look forward to being back.
Well, thank you for being here, and thanks for expressing yourself, because that was pretty cool. You did an awesome job there, and we'd like to see you fight again, of course. How was it to fight on the same card as your brother?
It was good. We took this fight on a short notice, but we were ready. We were actually training a little bit before that, and so we just took up the offer, said, what the heck, might as well go and try to use what we learned in jiu-jitsu class, so here we are.
Well, we hope to see both of you guys back here real soon. Congratulations again on a great fight, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Big Mac, man, I'll tell you what, he's come out here and putting some beatings on people, but he just took one tonight.
Yeah, he did. He actually didn't honor my name very well, did he?
No, he sure didn't. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Stick around. couple guys that have been around the Ultimate Combat quite a bit. The Bird Dog and Kevin Hamby. However, they're going to do a Muay Thai match. They're not going to do some MMA. They're going to stand up. And both these guys are kind of ground guys.
They are ground guys. You're right about that. I remember in the old days when Bird Dog was fighting for you quite a bit. He did do a lot of stand-up, but that's before he knew how to do jiu-jitsu.
And Kevin Hamby's he's a wrestler that for whatever reason decides he wants to be a stand-up fighter now. So, all right, lightweight Muay Thai. Check it out.
I'm not gonna lie, I like this matchup for many reasons, but I just don't get it.
Well,
both these guys are ground guys.
They're both bald, is what you like.
Well, they're bald and cute. Don't get me wrong.
Oh.
Now, he's prematurely celebrating. You can't do the cage leap.
They usually
before
do that
the fight.
after they win.
Kevin Hamby, you totally breached protocol.
What else is he
5'7",
premature?
155. They call him the animal for a reason, though. He's an animal. What about this, though? Speaking of animals,
Bird Dog's in the house.
This is an angry animal right here, man. You remember when Bird Dog used to burst into the cage and do kind of what the animal just did?
Well, he would jump and he would rap.
Times have changed. 5'10". I like James Birdsley $ in his name there.
I always thought he came from West Valley City, though. Holiday, really?
He's an East Sider, man, believe it or not.
Well, you know what? Remember,
he's got the anger of a West Sider.
No doubt. Maybe that's what I was thinking.
All right. Well, plus, you know how he likes to throw down those lyrics.
You know what? Actually, remember when he would win and he would call out a party over in West Valley City always? I just figured.
I don't know.
Well, let's just watch the
fights.
Let's do this.
These guys are doing a Muay Thai match.
I've never seen 16-ounce gloves on Birdsley's hand.
Ground guys, man.
Yeah.
Those big gloves do look a little strange, don't
Kevin
they?
Hamby's going for a takedown right off. I like his style.
That's just a Hamby style right here. You know, he's actually tightened up his stand-up a little bit, but right there.
That leg kick hurt.
That's going to leave a mark.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Birdsley trying to finish it up with a big right hand, not quite able to land. And, you know, Kevin Hamby's very, very busy on the inside, and I'm going to just go out on a limb here.
Tell me.
I think that conditioning may come into play in this fight.
I'm not really sure about that because both of them are very conditioned. Look at them. I mean, they have
I'm just saying the way they're fighting. Being a stand-up fighter myself, the way that they're going at it right now.
100%.
It's not like MMA where you can like take somebody down, lay on him for a little bit, get your breath back. No. Stand-up fighting, you don't get that opportunity. It is continuous.
You know what? You called it ahead of time. I just saw Kevin take a huge breath.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well,
once again.
And again, there's nothing pretty about what we're watching here, folks. If
so far there isn't. You know,
they're throwing kicks, but they're throwing ugly kicks.
I'm not going to say anything about Bird Dog's kick. You know, the guy's been slapped in the head with a 2x4. So
hey, man, Bird Dog's the toughest guy I know. Yeah, I mean, he is one tough hombre. And you see right there, I think that was ruled a slip by Dave Stelly. Bird Dog is the guy, if you're ever going to go into a dark alley, take this guy with you because
you're right.
He will chew your foot off. And spit it out
hopefully
and
he's chewing the other guy's foot off. You know, if I take him into a dark alley.
These are some good.
Oh.
I heard that one slap the back of Kevin Hamby's
I've never
head.
seen Kevin Hamby hand a head to a knee. I mean, he's just giving it up.
Yeah, Kevin Hamby, I think, just said, hey, this Muay Thai stuff's not that much fun.
You know, I really like Kevin. He's an animal, but right now I'm seeing somebody putting his head down, and I'm going to start counting how many times he actually gets on his knees.
He's tired already, man. Round number 1 in the books, and Kevin Hamby is huffing and puffing already.
Yeah, Bird Dog's got that.
He's not even tired. Bird Dog's ready to go. Let's do a few more rounds here.
He was confused. Why is the bell ringing? What's this?
You know what I dig about Bird Dog?
Most things.
Everything. I love this guy,
I think his chick.
She's pretty cool.
She
is
she's
really cool.
Let's take a minute to talk about her.
She's his corner, and fireworks going on here in the cage.
Kevin Hamby got a second breath.
I'll tell you that Kevin's kind of strange. Even in his MMA fights, you'll see him. You think he's down, and all of a sudden you see this burst of energy. I don't know where it comes from.
No doubt, but you know what? In the weigh-ins when I'm interviewing him, you see him get that little spark going on, and then he starts going off, and he comes up with Dingleberry Dan and all kinds of other stuff.
He does spew out some funny stuff. Right here, I got to tell you, what are you doing, Kevin?
That's
Get your
3
hands
times
up.
with his knees on the ground so far. I'm starting to count.
You know what?
Sorry, Kev,
He's tired.
but what?
Yeah, he's tired. I don't know what he was thinking when this fight was on his agenda.
He just wanted to add another one to his card.
Honestly, I believe he wanted to be in the cage with the legend Bird Dog, and he was going to do it in any way that he possibly could.
The only way I want to be in the cage is interviewing Bird Dog. I don't want to be in the cage with gloves on.
Bird Dog is right now administering a beatdown, and Kevin Hamby is on the receiving end. And I'm not sure what Dave saw. He said it's counting right there. He's counting sheep.
He's always wanted to count shit out, stuff out. Sorry, guys.
Kevin Hamby is seeing sheep going over a fence right now.
Oh, that was a liver kick.
Well, he's calling that a ding-ding kick, but I'm not so sure. You know, I think Kevin Hamby needs a little rest, a little respite, if you will.
There's that word ding-ding again. It always gets me a little bit excited, actually.
Okay. All right, we are going to spare you the agony of watching Kevin Hamby recover from his ding-ding shot.
Yeah.
His alleged ding-ding shot.
There we go. Oh,
Bird Dog.
They put it all into one
whipped
kick.
him up so bad he fell on his own butt.
Yeah, I can't say that didn't happen to me once or twice.
Yeah.
Put his head right where his foot was. Right where his foot was.
So hard.
It wasn't going to hit him in the head. Then he bent down to help him out.
Yeah.
You see that?
I got to say, Kevin Hamby's getting tossed around like a salad right now, but he's showing a lot of heart, man. He's in there. He keeps coming back. I mean, he could be like that girl a minute ago and tap on the ground and said, I've had enough. But no.
I'm sorry, Mike, did you lose count of how many times he's had his knees on that ground?
I believe that the official book says a lot. A lot of times.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a number, but it works for me.
You know what I think Dave's doing here? I don't think he likes Kevin Hamby. He says, I'm enjoying seeing you get your ass kicked.
I'm not sure if we can say ass on TV, but he just did.
Yeah, I'm talking about his trash.
No, that's a good point. I know that it was a slurred word.
It's early.
Here we go.
All right.
We're watching this show.
The beatings continue. And, you know, tonight hasn't been exactly what I would call a night of great fights. There's been some beatdowns today.
There's been some fast beatdowns.
Well, this one's getting prolonged more than I would like it to.
You know, if Dave would just get to 10 when he counts, then, it'd be over.
Dave's trying to earn his paycheck, I think. Feels guilty after.
Dave hasn't taken anybody and suplexed him yet, so we're okay.
Well, he's thinking about it, trust me. You can look at his face.
Oh, no, Kevin.
Dave, spares the misery.
You're going to have to get some padding in those shorts of yours if you keep falling down like this.
This is the worst fight I've ever seen, I think.
Oh, well, he got a shot off there.
And take nothing away from Bird Dog because he's putting the beat down on, but Kevin Hamby's been on his butt. Another kick to the back of the head, and Dave's going to let him continue.
He's smiling, though. Oh, that's what I love about the animal, baby. He's laughing.
Kevin Hamby, you're having
he's
good
a goofy
times.
guy, man. I like it. He's almost as goofy as me.
This is a bad fight.
Okay.
This is a bad fight.
As long as I get a couple more head kicks to watch, I don't care.
There's something about coming to Ogden that, you just know there's some beatings going to take place.
Either in the parking lot or in the ring.
Just, Dave, really? Oh, really? You're going to call this one off?
Finally? What?
Right, well, Dave, God bless you,
Which
Dave.
part of the last 2 minutes didn't you see?
Bird Dog's even laughing about this.
Exactly.
So my fists were getting tired, man.
He's not breathing. He's laughing.
All right. That one's in the books. Thank goodness. We don't have to see any more of that. James Bird Dog Birdsley putting a beat down on the animal, Kevin Hamby.
It's nice to see his hand raised again.
I guarantee both these guys will be having beers together just in a few moments. Get name brand clothing at ridiculously low prices at Big Rock Clothing Company, 1003 West, 3160 South.
All right, Bird Dizzle, nothing but love. You got something serious you want to talk about? Let's hear it. What's going on?
No, I just would like to say, I, James Birdsley, have come and shown that I am a champion of champions. And I would love that the people of Zion shall pray for my soul, and that I shall be able to compete against all in the world and bring the belt back to the people of Zion. I shall beg upon the people of Zion that they shall come down to Mike Stidham's Ultimate Combat Experience and train with me, so I shall bring the power of the world to Salt Lake City.
All right. Praise the Lord. All right, okay. Now, I've got to clear up one other thing. And don't get me wrong, Bird Dog, because you're a hell of a catch. Any woman would be lucky to have you, but this is one of the mysteries of the universe. How did you get this girl?
How did I beat him?
How did you get this girl?
I met her at your show, bro.
I'll tell you what, Bird Dog, you did good, and she's the best-looking corner person we've had in the show in a long time. Bird Dog, I got nothing but love for you. Great job tonight. Very impressive. Hope we see you come back and do this real soon, my man.
For sure. I'd like to thank my father and my mother, Galen and Nancy Birdsley, and I'd like to thank my brother, Ryan Birdsley, my sister, Deanne Birdsley, my sister, Emily Birdsley, my sister, Camille Birdsley.
That's a hell of a lot of Birdsleys.
Hey, we're LDS. What can I say? I'd like to thank Titan Development, Nate Brockbank, Bronson Insurance, the Borough Syndicate, the hottest smoke shop in town. They got the real tubes there.
Wait a minute, the LDS smoke shop?
Hey, you know what? The Lord shall
works in mysterious ways. Bird Dog, I love you, man.
Whatever, let me spit it out. The Lord shall judge me not.
Yeah, all right. This one time I tried karaoke, and I'll never do that again.
I was there. I hope you never do.
All right, well, those guys should go back to fighting on the ground.
Absolutely.
They weren't quite the stand-up fighters they had wanted to be. Maybe get back to the gym, do a little more of it. What do you say?
You know what? I'm very impressed though with the use of that high head kick. Birdsley was chucking it at him quite a bit, wasn't he?
Well, part of that was because Kevin's head was way down here. Anyway, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Stick around. It is time now for your main event, and between the two of these guys, they have over 100 fights. Mike Crisman and Hank Weiss, two of the busier fighters ever to grace the inside of the cage.
Yeah.
Going to match up tonight. Some special rules, though, Gary, I understand?
Yeah, you know what? You just made me aware of this, which is awesome. I can't believe that Hank's willing to stand up only with Sugarloaf, because Big Mike Sugarloaf, I mean, he is known for putting his jaw out there.
He's got some hands, and he's got a really good chin. And Hank's strong point is on the ground, so he's willing to give up a little bit to get a fight here tonight. It's your main event. Check it out.
Has it really come to this, Gary? Has it really come to we've got to make concessions just to get Hank Weiss fights.
You know, we watched him for 5 years, and everybody's gone down to the ground and then gotten some type of submission on them. And I don't know. Are you having a hard time finding a fight for him?
I can't find guys that are willing to fight him. 5'11", 205 is Hank Weiss, training with Bering Jiu Jitsu, and he's very proud of that fact. He's training down there with Paul Tom. But he has to make concessions for guys to fight him because he's just that good.
You know, Sugarloaf took this fight. He has great stand-up. Let's see how Hank does.
You know, I got to give credit to Crisman. He's one to step up here and test his game. 5'7", 200 is Mike Crisman. He's not a natural 200-pounder either.
Look at this, Mike. Oh.
You know, I like the smack talk going on right there. Nobody does it better than Hank Weiss either, except perhaps
Sugarloaf.
Sugarloaf may not be as articulate, but he likes to smack his jaw.
He's got a great sarcastic, I'll kick your butt face.
All right, a touch of the gloves, and here we go. Hank Weiss missing on his first kick. Mike Crisman landing. If we entered it right now, Crisman wins.
Well, I'm pretty sure Hank's not going to stop there.
You know, I got to tell you, Hank Weiss's stand-up is not pretty to watch, but it's effective. The guy is actually a lot better. People that have fought him, he's better than you would think. He's more accurate. He's actually pretty effective with what he does on his feet.
I know that he's really good at blocking hits and taking people to the ground, but he does take a lot of punishment trying to get that submission.
The thing is, he's so durable, man. Hank Weiss can take a punishment right there. Mike Crisman dishing out a few nice leg kicks. Very impressed with the going right here.
Superman
punch, and you know, Hank Weiss is going to put you back in your spot, let you know, don't be trying that stuff on me.
I really didn't know that, you know, Hank had a head kick. I've never seen one out of him.
You know what? Again, they're not pretty to watch. His hands are all over the place when he does them, but he's landed them. And in fact, we saw him dismantle Mafu in a very similar fight here. They agreed to stand and trade. And Mafu, we know, is a tough kid, and Hank Weiss made it look easy.
He took one on the chin there. I saw him shake it off a little bit, though. You know, Sugarloaf has had a really powerful right cross, always hitting people in the face, and they have to shake it off.
I'm just telling you, punching either one of these guys in the face is nothing but an aphrodisiac for them. They love it. It turns them on, baby.
Uh-oh.
And you see Hank Weiss throwing a big left kick to the body.
And, you know, they're exchanging these body kicks quite a bit here. I think that they're just matching it up.
I gotta say, very measured approach. Both these guys, nobody's kind of going out trying to knock the other one out.
You know, they fought so many fights, each one of them, and they've watched each other's fights over and over. They're always at the fights, so they see each one of them. I don't think Sugarloaf has ever actually been able to tell what kind of stand-up game he's had.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a very good point. I think it's actually a pretty good test for both of them to say, look, let's just stand and trade and see what we've got up here. I'm very impressed with Mike Crisman in the first round here. He's landed some very good leg kicks. I would like to, oh, man.
In the ding-ding.
Man, you know that, I felt that one. As I was saying, you know, Crisman is putting some good things together. He just needs to string them in line. He's throwing some good leg kicks. He's throwing some good punches, but he's got to put his leg kicks and his punches together.
Yeah.
And not get kicked in the ding-ding. That would be my strategy.
Well,
I would give
was the ding-ding one the number one thing?
That was number 3 on the list.
Okay, got it.
Crisman ain't going to get hurt by getting kicked there.
You know, Crisman's actually doing something different. I think he respects Hank Weiss's ability. He's not throwing his chin out like he usually does.
I'm going to tell you what, that's the second Superman punch that's landed. And with the flurry, this is what Hank Weiss does,
This is what Sugarloaf does, so it's on.
Ah, this is good stuff. Hank Weiss lulls you into a sense of
these are some powerful
security.
punches Hank's throwing.
Oh, man. He
mixing
is
it up with knees.
Putting together some nice stuff right here. You know, Crisman does a great job of never getting hit flush. Can they keep this pace up for another 30 seconds? I don't know, man.
That's what I was just thinking. The flurry right there. You know, both of them, they don't look like they've been conditioning for this fight. I don't think that they felt like...
I'll tell you what they didn't do is go tan before this fight, either one of them.
We're going to have to get a sponsor, you know, a tanning salon maybe, just to help us out a little bit.
I think that with that flurry, Hank Weiss won that round. Up to that point, it was back and forth, but Hank Weiss put it on right there toward the end of round number 1, and I think the judges are going to say, you got that one.
Absolutely, Mike. You know, I don't think either of them right now are too winded.
You know, these guys know how to pace themselves. They know how to go, you know, 3 rounds. They know how to do it right, and
you know, I hope they go 3 rounds. The stand-up game that they have is kind of like, you know, the Naus earlier in the show, but we're going to see, hopefully, a longer show with some heavy leather.
Okay, well, all right. The Superman punches lands again.
Oh, man, he's putting some combos together.
And knees.
Yeah, it seems like Sugarloaf after that combo is getting his head down there, and Hank is taking advantage of that.
You can honestly see a change in Crisman's posture. He's taking a couple shots here that you can see that he's. I don't know that he's submitting to Hank, but he certainly realizes that, man, this kid's pretty tough on his feet, and that should never happen, getting dropped on your back when you're doing stand-up fights. But you were kind of leaning into him and not doing anything.
You know Sugarloaf better than anybody. You think Hank's kind of breaking his will a little bit?
I think so. I think that he's come to the realization this kid can pound and he can take some shots, and I've got my hands full here.
I had no idea. I've watched him several times in the last 4 or 5 years, and I didn't know that Hank had this game.
But I will say that Crisman's the kind of guy that, you may break my will, but you'll never, I'm still going to come at you, man.
He's displayed that, when he came in, as a heavyweight, right? And he still got his chin, and he almost got knocked out. I think he got knocked out and picked up with another punch, and he kept fighting.
Yeah, right now things are getting a little bit not pretty to watch because these guys are getting a little bit tired, but,
I'm not sure if this headlock game is going to work.
This isn't a kickboxing match, so you can. This is an MMA match. You can hang on all you want here, I suppose.
I'm kind of used to Dave separating it about now.
I'm kind of used to Dave tackling somebody by now.
It's a good day for Dave.
Yeah, Crisman working underhooks here. Again, it's kind of interesting. You're doing this stand-up fight, and you kind of go back to your old ways. And Hank's letting him know right now that I could have guillotined you if I wanted to. Oh, that was a well-timed kick. He just missed it, though.
He's been watching for his head to go down, and he's been throwing those knees, and now his head kicks.
As soon as that head pops up, bam.
Like I said.
Well, look at Crisman. There you go.
No, he's getting the chin out now. Here we go. Oh, he's rolling like a gorilla. I love this part.
He's dumb as rocks, that guy.
Well, he's kind of smart when he's not talking, though.
He shows his intelligence then, doesn't he? I got to say, man, Crisman, that kind of stuff, I think that helps him get into the game again a little bit, trying to show some of those antics right there, and that's just vintage Crisman doing what he does.
I, for one, get into the game when I start hearing him grow.
That was a great left hand, and I could tell that stung Hank just a little bit, but I don't think Crisman has much in the tank to finish him off after that, to kind of pursue it.
I'm not sure anybody can actually finish Hank off. I've never seen it.
I took that back real quick. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Round number 2 in the books. Hank Weiss now starting to pull away, if you will. If this were a race, Hank Weiss is just way out in front. Got 2 rounds in the books. And, we got more of this fisticuff stuff going on. The Ultimate Combat when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, Mike Crisman, Sugarloaf, and Hank, the Weiss are doing an MMA match with a gentleman's understanding. They're just going to stay on their feet and fight. And thus far, Hank Weiss, I think it's safe to say he's winning this fight.
No, he's winning, Mike. And if you remember, during the weigh-ins, he really did talk a lot of really cool smack, and he's backing it up.
As I said, nobody can throw down smack like Hank Weiss, with the exception of possibly his opponent right here. But right now, Hank is he's the one doing all the backing it up.
Yeah. No, absolutely, Mike. He's actually been using a lot of combos. I never saw with.
There.
Yeah, that was a great takedown, but he can't use it.
Crisman landing a nice stiff jab there, but being answered by Hank Weiss with a nice leg kick. You would look at either one of these guys and say, that guy can't be that tough.
Yeah, you know what? No, I wouldn't.
But these guys are tough, both of them. This is the class of Utah MMA, really, and these guys are both. They can both get in there and bang with anybody, and have. These guys have both fought some of the tougher guys around, and tonight they're mixing it up with one another and really showing why they're at the top of the heap.
Absolutely. Mike, these guys have climbed their way up in the UCE for what, 5 years now, 6 years?
9 years.
Oh, man. Well, I've only been around 6 of them.
Hank Weiss has been around for 9 years doing this stuff. And
he still holds a champion belt.
Yeah, he is your light heavyweight champion right now. And Sugarloaf wanted to come in here and, make a statement against him. But I just think he's fallen short here tonight. But again, you kind of test where you're at by fighting guys like this or taking fights like this.
Hank has thrown a lot of head kicks, which I'm pretty sure it takes a lot of energy to do that. Both of their hands seem to be dropping down a little bit. They're tired.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say anything about the fatigue on this one because both these guys have fought their butts off, and and you're supposed to be tired when you do that.
No,
so
absolutely. You know what's nice to actually see some other.
That was a nice combination by Mike Crisman. And lands another 3 or 4 punches right behind him. All you did was wake a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
You made Hank mad.
Oh, no.
And he sees that you're tired, and I'm going to take advantage of that.
He's coming up with new styles here, I guarantee you, because he's fighting a long time, and he has time to throw out some new styles.
He's throwing that left leg like,
wound it up.
Good stuff right here to finish the fight. Some good action. Both these guys, again, came out, gave us a game performance, but Hank Weiss clearly way out ahead on the judges' scorecard.
Both of them promised us a show, and they're delivering.
Crisman got a little blood up on his face. And that's the thing, you don't see Crisman get bloody. I mean, he's a pretty durable guy, but Hank Weiss doing his thing, and right to the very finish, these guys are going to fight it out. They're not going to coast out the last little bit here. That's it. That's going to do it. I don't think there's any question the way the judges are going to see this fight, but I give Crisman credit, man. He came out and did his thing against the guy that he has kind of held on a pedestal for a long time.
Absolutely, Mike. I don't know how much preparation that he had, but it seems like he did very well for it.
It sounds to me, let's hear what they had to say, these judges. All right, well, there you go. It's unanimous. Hank doing his thing and got a little wry smile. He's a little bit happy about that. I'm actually really curious to hear what he has to say.
Most I've seen him smile.
This fight. But Hank Weiss came in and was tested a little bit tonight, but he certainly passed that test.
Hank, you're a pretty man. You're a bad man. You showed it tonight. I mean, you look tough out there. Talk to me. What happened?
That's a good test for me, and to come out on top and I'll savor that more than almost any MMA victory, where I submit a guy, because like I said, that's a real good test. I've been trying to test myself on my feet, and it wasn't stellar, but that's all that we could do. I did what I could with the training on my feet that I have.
And here's kind of something that has to be said. We have a hard time finding fights for you, and we have to make special rules just to get fights for you, because you're so dominant on the ground, and your game just as a whole is so dominant. And for you to take your most dominant piece out of the picture and fight like that, it says a lot about you.
Yeah, thank you. Like you said, I like to fight. I want to get a fight whenever I can. It is not that I'm so awesome or anything, but I have a lot of fights, so it's hard to match me up. And they ask me, they say, hey, we'll get you a fight. if you stay on your feet, you know, what I always do, I ask myself, what would Lonnie do?
You know what? All right, brother.
Lonnie would do it. He just said, you don't gotta win, you just gotta fight.
That's exactly what he was saying, man. Much love. Lonnie Foster passed away this last week, so very cool. I don't even know what to say after that, Hank. Much love, and it's great having you in the show tonight.
Thanks a lot. Let me thank first my wife, Jenny, my children, Hank, Carly, Sadie, Bonnie, Isaac, Helaman. I love you all. And thank my sponsor, CheckCity.com. I love you guys too.
All right, and just so for the record, doing what you do does make you awesome. You are awesome, my man. Great job.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And I thank my corner for coming up with me tonight. Daniel Taylor is my best friend. Love it.
Very nice, very nice. Well, that's going to do it for a pretty interesting night of fights. We had a lot of big, angry Polynesians. We had some chicks in here and doing it. We had some guys that thought they could do Muay Thai. They should stick to karaoke.
Absolutely.
And then, Hank Weiss, man, doing what Hank Weiss does. And now, you know, I got to say, I got a little touched when he said, you know, I always ask myself, what would Lonnie do?
Yeah. No, that was awesome, actually. The moment of silence that we had before that you dedicated to Lonnie, you know, was really, really touching for everybody.
You know, I'd like to dedicate this episode of The Ultimate Combat because really, we saw so many different things, and that's really kind of personifies. I'll never forget some of the looks on Lonnie's face when he was just, man, what are we doing here?
I saw those same looks when I was making the wrong decision.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, man, it's been a great night of fights, and we got more fights coming up next week. So for Got Your Back, Gary, I'm Mike Crisman. We'll see you next week on The Ultimate Combat Experience.
Know that it's true. My angel's watching over you. The night wind blows in, so open your heart. The storm's ending, your heart's mending, messenger descending. My angel's watching over you. From a place in your heart and a place in your dreams, a place under stars, we fly with open wings. A place in your heart where we laugh and we cry. A place in your soul only you can find. Know that it's true. My angel's watching over you. I'm sending all my love to you. It's easy to believe with faith to hold on to. You can feel heaven's light on your face. Come shining through. My angel's watching over you. From a place in your heart and a place in your dreams, a place under stars, we fly with open wings. A place in your heart where we laugh and we cry. A place in your soul only you can find. Know that it's true. My angel's watching. From a place